Hi, I am Amma Duncan. I'm a corporate trainer and founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. A young lady asked this question some time back. How do you keep yourself motivated? Actually, this is a question I've heard over and over again in the past 5 or so years that I've been running the Fabulous Woman Network. And so today I decided to create this video in which I talk about how to keep yourself motivated to achieve your goal. How to keep yourself motivated to achieve your goal. Now, there are 4 different things that I do which are very important to me. I mean, I may do other things when I have a goal, but these, I believe, are 4 of the most important things that I need to have if I want to achieve any goal at all that I set for myself. And I want to share these 4 things with you. The first thing, number 1, keep the goal in clear view. Whatever goal it is that I set for myself, be it to organize an event for 30 people, 100 people, to sell X number of books, to speak at a certain place, to travel to a country, whatever it is that I set for myself as a goal, the first thing I do is, after I set it, that is to keep it in view. I have 2 main ways that I keep my goals in view. One is on my vision board, and the second one is in my prayer book. So I have a vision board, and I'm sure you know what it is. If you don't know, well, at another time I will look for an opportunity to talk about vision boards. So I keep my goal on my vision board with a picture. So I use the picture that represents what it is that I want to achieve. So for instance, if my goal is to make $20,000, I will look for a picture of $20,000 or a picture of money and then put it on the vision board. What that is, it reminds me every time I see it, I remember the goal. The goal is to make that $20,000. Maybe it is from selling something or a contract or anything. This is just an example I'm using, but it would be nice to have $20,000 though. So that is one. I keep it in view, and my vision board is in my room where it is. It's the place that I constantly see when I'm walking into the room or walking out of the room. When I wake up, I can just see it ahead of me, so it's always in view, reminding me. Another place that I keep such targets is in my prayer book. I have a book that I write most of my prayers in, and usually I would write the specific thing that I want God to do for me or that I want to achieve. I will write it specifically in the prayer book. I open this prayer book every day when I'm praying. It's next to my Bible, really. And so every time I see it, I am reminded that, Amma, this is the goal that you want to achieve. Not only that, I get to pray over it as well. Same way I pray over my vision board, I pray over the stuff in my prayer book as well. By doing this, I am constantly reminding myself of the goal that I have set for myself that I want to achieve. So this is the first thing, keep the goal in clear view. Secondly, seek accountability. Yes, it is great to be self-motivated, and personally, most of the times I'm very, very self-motivated. But there come, once or twice, or maybe more than once or twice, when you want to achieve something, and then you are just demotivated, or you are tired, or you just want to just cover your head and sleep some more. However, if you have an accountability partner or a group that you are accountable to, they will constantly remind you of your goal. They will ask you, have you done this? Have you done that? Let me tell you a story. There was this young man I used to coach as part of a program that I was in. I was the facilitator, so I was coaching him. And he would come and meet me every week so that we go over what he's achieved. Every week he had his targets, and every week he had steps that he needed to take in order to get closer to his targets. And so one day he came to me. We were sitting at Fab Hub, that's where we met, and in the middle of the meeting he just shouted, "Everybody needs a coach." And then it was funny, so I laughed, and then I asked him, "Why do you say this?" He said, Well, Amma, let me confess to you. Sometimes I really do not feel like doing the things that I need to do to get my business going. But I remember that I have to come and meet you. And I'm like, quickly, I do it, you know. And this is so true. I've been coaching different women and sometimes in groups, sometimes one on one. And they tell me, all the time that just because I know I'm going to meet Amma, I have to do this before I go. And it has happened to me too, where because of my coach or because of the person I hold myself accountable to or the group, I know that I have to keep going. Whatever steps that I've written down that I need to take, I will take them just so that I can go and report that I did it, you know, or I've achieved something. It's in itself a way of motivating you to keep going, especially when the going gets tough. You look at the people you are reporting to and you say to yourself, I'm not going to let them down. Because sometimes we get to that point where even you yourself, you don't want to do it for yourself. You know, you feel like, oh, I'm tired. But you look at the group that you hold yourself accountable to or the person you hold yourself accountable to. And for that reason, you keep going. So accountability is very important in any goal that you set for yourself. I have different areas of my life and different people that I hold myself accountable to because I know that I need to keep myself motivated. Another thing that I love doing actually is to pause and check on my progress. I pause, check on my progress, and of course, I reflect. Now, there are so many goals that we all want to achieve, but for me personally, and perhaps I'll do another video on goal setting later, but I like to focus on a few goals at a time, right? So that I can really pay attention and see my progress. One of the current goals that I'm looking to achieve is to form a healthy lifestyle where I eat well and I am active so that, you know, I can keep my body, which is the temple of the Lord, in shape, right? Now, over the years, I've tried many different things on my own, sometimes maybe with someone, but it's not consistent. And so for this time, I decided I really needed consistency in my lifestyle. I needed it to be a new habit. So I joined a group. I talk about the group all the time, Be Fit for Jesus. It's a group of women. We hold each other accountable because we all want to stay fit. It's not even about just losing weight, but staying fit so that the temple that God has given us, we keep it well. We become good stewards of it. And so occasionally you would go into the group, not occasionally, like every day I really go into the group anyway because it needs to keep me motivated. You see somebody working hard, you know, you see all that, and it keeps you you know, it keeps you motivated. So that's the accountability thing I talked about in the second point. But in this third point, there's something I've been doing as well when it comes to pausing to check on my progress and reflect. I don't own a scale for, you know, various reasons. I used to have one, it got spoiled, and I decided I wasn't going to fix it because it's just too stressful. However, I have this pair of pants or trousers I call my moment of truth pair of trousers. I have owned it for maybe 8 or so years, and every time I've been my ideal weight, I've been able to fit in it. And so, and I never threw it away, you know, even when I put on weight, I would still keep it anyway. And so this is my skill. Like once a week or so, I would wear it and check that I fit in it, my stomach is able to fit in it, and I'm able to zip it and button it comfortably, able to sit and all. Then I know that I am still maintaining a healthy weight and I'm doing the right thing. So that's my indication instead of having the scale or whatever. And so this is how I keep myself updated of my progress. Right? People use different things, and as you're listening to me, I just want you to think about the different strategies that you can use to, you know, just check on your progress, because it's very important. It keeps you motivated to keep going. And also, if you are not on the right track, perhaps you did something that is not in line with what you're supposed to do, when you pause and reflect or check on your progress, it helps you draw your attention back to your goal and, you know, why that matters. So it's very important to do that. Pause to check on your progress and reflect. Now, the final thing I do is to promise myself when I set my goal, I promise myself that I am going to reward myself when that goal is achieved. Now, I learned this from a very dear friend. She's called Francisca Boateng. I remember when I first launched my first book called Yarns of Inspiration I said I was going to, the proceeds from the book, that's when I deducted every expense that I, incurred. I was going to donate to, I forget, but I think I was going to donate to some charities or something. I forgot, it's been a while. But then she asked me, so Amma, how are you rewarding yourself for this work? And I had never really thought about it that way, but I thought it made a lot of sense that I had worked hard, so I should reward myself for that hard work. And this is not something that had been a practice, but ever since then, I've made conscious efforts to always reward myself for when I achieve my goals. For instance, you get a contract and you work so hard on it. Typically, as a woman, you'd want to take care of the family with it or invest and all that. But then what about something nice for yourself, And I realized that when we set a target and we promise ourselves that if I meet this target, I'm going to do X, Y, Z for myself, it becomes a motivation. Like currently, there's a certain certification that I really want. I want the certification for various reasons anyway, and for me it's such a nice thing to have that I have told myself when I'm able to achieve a certain project that I want to, I will reward myself with that certification. And so that keeps me going. When sometimes when the going gets tough and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this, this is too hard, I remember that certification that I really, really want, and then I go for it. Right? So these are the 4 things that I believe that when I do, they help me achieve my goal. They keep me motivated to achieve my goal. And I believe that if you do them as well, it will help you. Now, before I let you go, let me just tell you about the group coaching for startups that I have been doing for women with new businesses. Now, it's a 6-week program where you come to me with your targets or goals. Even if you don't have them clear, I help you clarify them. And every week, I will check on you during our group coaching sessions, and you give me feedback on how you've gone with regards to your goals. We set steps for you to take the next week, and we keep going like that. The next week you come to me or in the group and you give us feedback. So it's a sort of accountability group as well. Not only do we push you, but we also hold you accountable in this group. It's something I've been doing for a while now for women in business, and the next cohort is opening. I have added a link in this video so that you can click on it and find out more about how you can be part of this 6-week group coaching for startups. I do wish you the very best in this new week. Bye.